Chapter 6. Iz-Eye-Rah. I snap my eyes open, but I must still be asleep. I see bright stars and the most beautiful emerald eyes staring at me. I rub my eyes and open them again. Now I only see the painted stars on my ceiling. No pretty eyes. I always see those eyes and dream of being in the sky among the gods. Those emerald eyes are depicted in all her paintings and statues. Maybe Isis is my personal goddess? I sit up and yawn. What a good nap. And, oh goddess, I'll be in trouble for being late to the celebration. I struggle out of my cocoon, then stumble to my window. In the distance, I see the obelisk and the shadow almost to the 7th hour. I am dead. Dead. The pharaoh will chop off my head, but there's no sense in rushing now. I place my hands on the cold, hard rock and stick my head out the circle. A cool breeze caresses my face, and I take a deep breath, looking over my world. The sun is almost set. I have the perfect view. That's why I chose to be in the west end of the palace. The new building site is also happening some distance away. The workers have gone home for the night, and I can see tiny candlelight coming from the royals' cottages. The sky is starting to fill with stars, and so I gaze up, trying to look past it all to the gods' kingdom. I imagine I can see their palace, where they wine and dine with one another in perfect harmony. When I die, will I be worthy enough to join them? I'm lost in thought again about the gods when I hear footsteps scurrying down the hall. Shah and Colette rush in. They're both dressed in beautiful black dresses, though they look horrified at my appearance. I fell asleep. I shrug. Colette furiously rushes around my bed, grabbing my things. I will have my daughter's head for this. How can she go off to get dressed without making sure you were ready first? What are you two doing here? Where's Asim? Mother's maidens ignore my question as they busily get me ready. Where is Asim? Did father finally kill him? He did not wake me. Your mother had a feeling you were not dressed, so she sent us. We'll be quicker than the girls. And Asim was sent to head up the guards around the grand hall. Come on now, princess. A prince awaits you. Shah stares me toward my bath chamber. The women busily draw a bath. One fetches the hot water, and the other strips me of my remaining undergarments. They do work quickly. In no time, I'm dressed and my face painted. My ridiculously heavy crown is placed on my head, and I stand with the posture of a statue. The maidens kneel before me as I sweep past them out my room and into a night filled with unanticipated change. As I walk through the brightly lit corridors, I run my hands along the art on the wall. The stories of my kingdom and family all etched for eternity, showing where I came from and where I will end up eventually. I stop at one specific story carved into the wall in bright colors. The day I was born. It was a sunny day. My mother is in her garden with her legs propped up, pulling me out of her. Hathor and Sekret, goddesses of fertility, stand by. My father, the pharaoh, stands off in the distance, pointing to his throne. I always study this one, not because it reminds me of my birth, but because it all seems wrong. I feel like it's a made-up story. My mother, of course, must have been happy that day. I do not doubt the sunny day represents her joy. Amun-Ra is blessing her with such joy. But my father's presence and stance in the story is all wrong. I rub my hand over every etch in the rock and close my eyes, trying to imagine that day, trying to remember. I have no luck. All I see is a dark sky, and all I hear is the Nile, but it doesn't smell like the Nile. Something stronger. I let my imagination seep further into these memories. I hear loud shouts and see fire. I allow myself to go further. I feel sand, and I see a woman step into my vision. I'm reaching for her hooded face. Just as she's about to remove the hood, there's a flash of green, a flash of purple, a flash of red. Chains clink, and the man is angry. As music starts, I snap out of it. I am late. I pull up my dress from around my feet and jet off in the direction of the hall, leaving the memories and the story behind without another thought. Thank the gods that the grand hall is just a floor below me. No time for the lift. I take the stairs. I reach the floor below me and hustle off south. I reach the forum that leads to the grand doors, then slip around to a small hall that leads to the back of the room. I cannot be seen entering. I tiptoe behind the curtains where our thrones sit and make it just in time. Wow, Mother. My mother stands facing the curtain, waiting to walk out. Usually, she wears the long, silk-white wraparound dress with her beaded braid crown. But tonight, she wears all black, laced with gold thread, and a tall black crown with the Ankh cross atop. She holds her hands to her lip to hush me before she walks out, Father having just announced her. Tonight must be important for her to look so stunning. I make a mental note to borrow that green makeup that she has on her eyelashes as I stand behind the curtain and take a deep breath. Showtime, I think, as I hear my name and applause. I emerge through the curtains. The crowd cheers even more when they see me, in admiration of my beauty and power. I do not smile at them. I merely glare and take my seat. Looking around, I act as if I see nothing, yet I notice everything. There's so many people here tonight. In a small huddle, I see our allies from the north. They're so short. I try to keep my composure and not laugh. They are so cute. I cannot understand what god or goddess wanted to make mini-sized people. All in all, they still have that Egyptian golden glow, beautiful shades. Their women are regal, and the men, although no taller than children whom I tell tales to, are well built and easy on the eyes. I then notice my people. Everyone is dressed so lavishly tonight. I mean, they all seem to have worn their best silks and golds. My mother breaks through my thoughts as she leans in a little to scold me for almost being late. My father doesn't even look my way, but I feel his eyes staring out the back of his black and gold hedgeye. And now, our guests, all the way from my lands in the north, Shizas, King Kadariye, and Prince Kadetima. My guards open the grand doors, and in walks the king and his son. All those who were staring at me now watch the prince with lust in their eyes. I see Helika literally drool. So, it seems the prince has grown up, huh? He didn't get the Shiza curse because he stands tall, probably as tall as father. He walks with purpose, as if the gods walk beside him. Not to mention, he looks like one. He's draped in gold around his muscled, bronze bare chest. A small gold wrinklet crown lays upon his shaved head, with neat baize wings on either side. His strong legs are so revealing from his white shendite. He gazes nowhere but at me, his brown eyes searching for everything within me. I am the Princess of Egypt, so I do not expect him to look anywhere else but at me. There are many kings and queens throughout the lands. Shiza is our most powerful. The prince's father is shorter than him, but still is handsome, I guess, for an older male. With his black eyes, he glances at the pharaoh. His sleek black hair is pulled back in a ponytail. He wears a black high-waisted shendite with gold belts around it. On the king's head is a small double crown with the red and green cobras atop. This shows his powerful allegiance to us. To me, it just shows he kisses my father's. My mother taps me to stand as they reach us and kneel before my father, who stands, then sits back down. King Kadariye kisses my hand, then my mother's. The prince then grabs mine, and I catch my breath. His hands are so big and soft. As he kisses my hand, my insides match Helika's face. His lips are even softer. My father's servants bring over 2 chairs for our guests. Before every feast, we always have entertainment. The room stays divided as the light is extinguished by the servants. Obasai is there, in the center, his head bowed as he prays in the 3rd language, the language of Horus, our general tongue. As he speaks, the glyphs etched on his back, chest, neck, legs, and arms begin to glow. In their names, Wahet, Nikbe, we give thanks for the joining of Upper and Lower Egypt. The goddesses show their thanks. He outstretches his arms, his body alight with the markings, and everyone holds their breaths in awe. Then, from nowhere, 2 snakes crawl across his chest and neck, intertwining, hissing at the crowd. A bright light shines above him as a woman, suspended in midair, does some beautiful acrobatic moves. I love this part about any celebration. I can never see how she's up there, but I guess that's the magic of it all. She descends headfirst, her arms outstretched as snakes crawl up her arms. She spins, then throws some red dust onto Iz-Eye. He bursts into flames and the crowd gasps, and he's gone. I want to gasp and cheer, amazed by it, but I am not allowed to. The drums start, followed by the chimes. Women enter the doors dressed in purple, bearing their bellies with jewels on them. Their hips move with the rhythm of the drums. They go faster, then slower, waving their arms around, dancing in sync. Their regal dance draws us in, like a cobra that sways its head from side to side. The woman in the air is doing all kinds of flips and tricks now, like eating fire that someone below throws to her. The snakes coil around her neck, hissing, "Pesau, yucky snakes." The dance ends, and with a puff of smoke, all the ladies disappear. Everyone claps, looking around in amazement. We are not to applaud. How they disappeared is anyone's guess as mine. But as royalty, we're supposed to pretend that we know how it happened. I know nothing. I do not know how Iz-Eye's markings glow. He must be touched by the gods, a true priest, for that to happen. I doubt the pharaoh knows either. The king leans in and whispers something to his son. They nod in agreement. I look at my father, who's watching them with a smile. He has impressed them, like he wanted. Tables are wheeled in, piled high with food and drink. I see Abu standing at ease, ready to serve. The oldest and best-looking new beings cook our food. I see some new beings around my age ready to serve the guests. The females are dressed in long-sleeved black dresses, and the men in black pants and shirts. Only the ones allowed in the house have these garments. "Let us feast," my father announces, and everyone starts mingling amongst themselves. "Zarmel, I can always count on you to show off." Kadariye laughs. "You probably make them perform for you every night like this." My father shrugs nonchalantly. "What can I say, Kadir? We have only the best here in the village of Asir. Let us eat, old friend." Father throws his arms around Kadir, leading him to the tables of food. My mother stands and offers her hand to the prince. He kisses it, then crosses his arm across his heart. "It is an honor, my queen." He speaks in a deep voice that blows me back. My mother gives him an angelic smile. "You've grown so much, dear Cade. I remember your birth. Your mother, she was my dearest and oldest friend. I see her in my garden, the pink Padma flower. Smells of her too, if you can imagine that." Cade shows no emotion on his face, but I swear I can feel so much sadness, and I yearn to ask a million questions. But he says nothing. He glances over at his father, then back to my mother. My mother pats his shoulder and goes to mingle with the people. That was odd. We both stare after her for a moment. "Princess Izzi-Ra, we meet again." I feel heat rise in my cheeks, and something weird churns in my belly. But just like him, I am a master of my expressions. "You were shorter than me," I say with boredom, looking past him, when all I really want is to stare at him. "I'm nearing my 16th Shamu. I tower over you now," he says as he moves closer. "I'm still growing, so we'll see about that. Say next harvest season." He laughs. He has a dimple in his cheek. I feel like Helika, who's watching us. Well, here we are at last. But what can we expect, right? It has been in writing for many acets since your birth, and the gods see to it. I just want you to know that I'll take care of you, princess." He beams at me with those gorgeous honey eyes and wonderful face. I am mesmerized. Wait a minute. I raise an eyebrow. What the heck is he talking about? "Excuse me, Prince Cade," I say, now looking him full on in his face, confused. "Well, don't you know what this party's for? This celebration? Why, all of Egypt has come from near and far." I shake my head. He looks so disappointed and a little scared, I think. "Excuse me, princess." He bows, then walks over to where our fathers are deep in conversation. I never asked what this celebration was for. The palace always has some sort of celebration going on. The yearly parade games are upon us as well. The games last 30 full sunrises. People from all over gather in a seer and compete for gold medals. I do not care about the games. This year, I will have a judge seat. Ugh, I thought this celebration was part of that, right? Asim stands a few feet away from my throne, stock still. I didn't even notice my guard was at my side the whole time and no doubt heard the conversation. I take a deep sigh, then let it go. "Asim," I commanded. He comes to the front of my throne and kneels. "I'm hungry. Please, get me some fruits. Get a big piece of meat and a glass of cranberry. That will be all." He gets up and hurries away. My maidens are supposed to serve me during things like this, but they are here as guests tonight, so Asim will just have to be my mule. Father has forbidden me from having new beings again. It's getting late. Well, to me it is, and I'm over this party. My father and mother have retaken their seats, along with the king and prince who sit below us. My father stands and puts his arms in the air. Silence falls in an instant, and all obedient eyes look upon their earth god. "Great Egyptians, thank you all for coming tonight, to share in this wonder that the gods have provided for us, on this night for this joining." The gathering claps, and then everyone is quiet again at once. What joining? He rules all of Egypt. "As some of you know, the parade season games will be postponed until the next 31 days to celebrate our new union. This union will make Shiza the first ever capital in the kingdom." An applause erupts. I am lost. Why are the games postponed? "King Kadariye will officially rule all lands to the north and west." Another applause. King Kadir slaps his son on the back. They both look excited. Everyone looks excited. Well, except the new beings, but they never look excited about anything that the Pharaoh says. "All who are to bear witness of this night are of the most pure, noble, and loyal. You are who the gods choose. We will build a bigger and brighter Egypt, and may all traitors fall to their knees and hope we have mercy." I roll my eyes as everyone claps again. "This merge for the kingdom with Shiza ensures the longevity and safety of both lands. We do, and we will continue to grow a better, stronger Egypt, better than that of the previous earth gods." He points to the wall that's covered with cloth that I didn't notice before. As he points toward it, the sheet falls to the ground, revealing a massive painting of a recreated palace. The statues are bigger than the ones being built now. New temples and architecture litter the grounds from the palace up the Nile and into other areas. There are other villages out there that aren't aligned with us. We will build on their lands. Amazing. The people clap, but the new beings look at the painting in horror, which is understandable because that new palace looks like a lot of work. "And now, the moment you all have been waiting for." My father turns to me. "Iz-Eye," he says, calling me forward. I stand, then walk to him cautiously, and he takes my hand. He smiles with such happiness and pleasure on his face, but in his eyes is something else. He hasn't looked at or talked to me in all the time we've been at this damn celebration, and now he gazes like I am the greatest joy in the world. I play along, because what else am I supposed to do? He walks me down to where Cade sits, then pulls him to his feet. He grabs one of Cade's hands and one of mine, then combines them in both of his. The kingdom claps wildly, yet I do not understand. I see Obisai walk over with a turquoise silk cloth. I've only seen this cloth brought out for... I snatch my hand away, and gasps flood the hall. Now my father looks like my father, with his ugly scowl. "What is this, father? Are you marrying me to him? Right now?" I peek at my mother, who keeps a smile on her face, but her eyes are pleading. Her dress, my dress for tonight. How could I have not noticed the ribbon, the crown? She nods. I must do this. I must marry Cade. That is why this grand celebration has happened. But why? What is going on that I must marry now? That is what Cade was telling me. I glare back at my father, matching his anger. No, I will not. The room holds its breath. I just defied the pharaoh in front of everyone. "What is happening here, Zarmel? You ensured us this marriage would happen," King Kadariye blurts in anger. My father says menacingly, "Everyone, leave the hall, now!" I have not looked away from him. He might be Pharaoh and the earth god and whatever else these people want to call him, but he's my father, and he did not tell me. He just tried to sell me off like a lamb. I will not be sacrificed for whatever dealings he has going on. The hall is cleared quickly, the double door slammed closed, and my father snatches me by the neck. "Dare you defy Pharaoh in front of my kingdom? If you were not my daughter, you would have been lashed 100 times and your tongue thrown in the Nile." He throws me down. My mother runs to my side. "Zarmel, please," she begins, but he turns his menacing stare on her. She lowers her head and says nothing else. "You will marry Cade tomorrow when the sun sets over my statue in front of the entire kingdom. You will then bear his children to create future leaders for both lands. By the power of Ra, you will obey your pharaoh, and you will do as the gods have commanded since the day of your illegitimate birth." He must see the words on my tongue, because what he says next shuts me down. "If you do not obey me, you will be banished from the kingdom, and not just my kingdom, but my entire lands," he barks. "I am the morning sun, the evening star, and the moon, and what I say is law. If you are found where I shed light or darkness, you will be beheaded and thrown into the salt water for the beasts to have." Jabari and Obisai watch me with no expression. Asim is still. Cade drops his head, but Kadir looks at me with finality on his face. He agrees. My father and his men leave, Asim following. King Kadariye leads Cade away. It is just me and my mother left. We both breathe heavily as if we just ran a race. Silent tears full of anger and hurt fall down my face. Wow, I have seen him mad, but this is who the man I call father really is? I get off the floor and rush out the back curtain so I don't have to run into anyone. I cut through the servants' corridor and up the stairs. I rush into my room and slam the door shut. I pace with heavy tears falling down my face. I'm not even 13 yet, and my father's making me marry? I will not. I will have to leave home to bear children in another land full of small strangers. I cannot take this. My stomach has turned into a knot, and I drop to my knees, rocking back and forth. I throw my crown across the room. I hear a small knock at my door, and then my mother comes into the room. She pulls me into her arms and cradles me as if I'm a baby. I never let him get to me. He has never made me feel so low. He said he would banish me. Banishment. My mother holds on tight to me and says nothing. I feel her tears on my head. She says nothing because her love will do just that, daughter or not. I just recall when he said my birth was illegitimate. What is that supposed to mean? My mother pushes me off her gently, then stands us up. She looks so sad, but then she changes tunes completely. She straightens up and looks like the queen about to issue an order, the sadness in her eyes diminishing. Izzi-Ra Urbani, you are the Princess of Egypt. You have a birthright to uphold. Mother, no! You will marry Prince Cade when the sun sets on the pharaoh's grand statue tomorrow. You will move to Shiza. I will travel and help with your first birth, she says, with authority that I've never heard directed at me. What is going on? She drops my hands, then gracefully heads toward the door. A seam from outside opens it for her. She halfway turns back to say something, thinks against it, and then leaves. I scream so loudly that I swear I hear a crack of thunder sound outside. The torches in my room go out, and a blast of wind comes through my window and patio deck. I pay no attention to the weird things that just happened because I'm angry. I would rather die than marry Cade. He wants to banish me and chop my head. I will do it for him. I would rather die than yield. I take a wicker candle and light it next to my bed. By morning, it'll be completely burnt out. My goodbye. Without another thought, I go on to my deck and swing my legs over the bars that enclose it. I panic, but it is too late. I let go and close my eyes, ready for impact. The swoosh in my ears is loud. I open my eyes right before my head hits, and that is when everything changes. Hands in front of me, I land like a cat that has just jumped from the bed to the floor. That was the highest floor. I should be dead. When did I get so... How did I do that? I stand, confused, searching my body. I must be dead. I pinch my arm and it hurts. Goddess, what just happened? I see two guards checking the perimeter, and I slink into the shadows. They pass quietly. Once their torchlight is out of sight, I head toward the palace gates. I walk fast, and then by some sort of instinct, I start to run. I run so fast now. I've always been a good runner, but this is a new speed, especially in this dress and these shoes. I see the gates in sight. My brain tells me to stop, but my intuition tells me to jump it, and I follow it. I leap right over the gates and land cat-like on the other side, quietly. The guards stand at ease. They did not hear or see me. I stop thinking. If I'm dreaming or dead, I do not care because I've never felt so free or so sure of myself. I run. I keep running until I'm out of the kingdom. I reach a valley and run through the thick trees and up a hill. I turn back and see the palace. I either see or imagine it, but I see my mother looking from a tower. Impossible. I turn and keep running deeper into the valley that I was forbidden to ever enter as a child. Chapter 7. Nino Kano. I wake, jumping to my feet. I don't know why, but I just felt ultimate fear mixed with joy. All is quiet in my village. The night is clear, and the stars shine brightly. A little too bright, I think. I've never been woken from a dream like that before. I peek my head back in my room and listen. Adala is still sleeping. I fix my blanket on the roof, then lie down, looking at the bright stars. I can't even remember what I was dreaming. I was running and jumping high gates. No, that doesn't sound right. It was me, but not me. I saw Dorothy talking to Adala and that cat. No, that's not right. I jump again, as if someone just punched me in the head. I look around. What's going on, Nino? Calm down, silly boy, I tell myself. Then it hits me. Something hits me. Something begs for me to come join it. I've never, ever felt such a feeling. It's pulling me, and I want it so badly. So without thinking at all, silly boy, I can hear Aunt Adala saying, I jump off the roof. I land like an eager lion going for the prey. Then, without thinking, again, because I guess I never really do, I run toward the valley. Adala's gonna kill me. I feel the dirt turn into thick grass as I keep running. The Nile is what my brain tells me. Go to the Nile. My gut pulls me. So I go to the Nile. I keep running, noticing how great my eyesight is suddenly. Have I always been able to see this good in the dark? I've gone running at night before, but not this dark, and I certainly don't remember being able to see this clearly. My eyes have always been amazing, but the sight tonight is beyond clear. I enter the clearing and see the Nile flowing, as usual, on both sides. Then, before I skid to a stop, I crash hard into something that sounds like I knocked the wind out of it. I lie on the grass with my eyes closed, trying to pull myself together. Whatever I hit is whimpering a little. I open my eyes to a haze of purple and golden specks floating above. When my dizziness clears, I sit up, then freeze. At the same moment, I meet narrowed eyes that mirror my shock and confusion. I ran right into a girl, and not just any girl. It's the princess. We stare at each other longer than either of us would like if this was any other night. Her expression doesn't change as she stares at me, while my face gives away all my thoughts. Am I dreaming? The princess is here, but then I switch to a little fear. Where are her guards? Am I about to be killed? Then I see sadness, I think, in her heart. Nino, just stop thinking, I tell myself. Then I start to feel self-conscious, because in front of me is the princess, dressed in gold and the finest materials, whereas I'm wearing ripped, dingy, and dirty pants. I pat down my hair, hoping I look a little okay. She looks so divine. An outsider? She whispers. Your Holiness, Princess, Royalness, My voice comes out squeaky, but I try to deepen it a little. I haven't hit manhood yet. I'm so stupid. She laughs. I made the princess laugh. Was it at me or for me? I frown, trying to figure out nothing, and she laughs again. Call me Iz-Eye. She knows I'm not a threat or something because she becomes comfortable, I feel. Why do I keep thinking I'm feeling her emotions? Stop, Nino, I yell to myself, in my head, of course. We both stand up at the same time, and I see she stands a bit taller. She starts circling me. I've never seen an outsider. If you must put a label on me, I'm Pake. I slap my forehead. I just gave the princess a snarky response, but she doesn't seem mad. I've heard of those traitors. I wouldn't call us traitors. The village has different thoughts than those in the palace, I respond, trying to defend my tribe while not upsetting my possible future pharaoh. Princess, what are you doing out here so late at night, and alone and sad? I slap my head again. Why did I say sad? She doesn't seem sad. I should just go drown my mouth and brain in the Nile right now. I ran away from the palace. She says it as a thought, not really directed at me. Then she starts shuddering a little. Princess, Iz-Eye, please, don't call me that. Iz-Eye, are you okay? She gazes right at me, and I feel like she feels like she trusts me and knows me, and I've been around too many females, I think. Yep, all this feeling crap is what females do to each other. Why did you run away? She stares off into the distance, as if making sure no one is around. It doesn't matter. If I don't go back, the pharaoh will banish or kill me. I laugh. I laugh out loud, and then I know for sure I should go drown in the Nile right now. I'm sorry. I just can't see your father killing you. That's a little dramatic, right? She's about to scold me, I think, but I'll never know what she was about to say because we both turn in the direction of a low, deep growl. The guardsmen! They found me! She's about to run, but I put my hand up. That is no guard, princess, I say in a hushed voice. I've heard that growl for as long as I can remember, and I've always looked at it as a game. But now, I don't. That is Iz-Eye-Rah. I can see her eyes far off in the distance, maybe a mile away. I can see her eyes a mile away? I question myself, what is going on with me tonight? But I'm scared right now because I know I can get away from Iz-Eye-Rah, but the princess doesn't stand a chance. I can't fight a lion of Iz-Eye-Rah's magnitude. She's out for blood. What am I thinking? I can't fight a lion, period. What are those yellow eyes? She asks. Iz-Eye-Rah, I whisper back. Then I stare at her, startled. You can see that? You see them too? She nods. Yeah, but I have no time to register why I can see them that far away. And they're getting closer. She finishes. She's right. Iz-Eye-Rah's running right for us. Princess, I'm gonna need you to run as fast as possible, okay? Because before I can finish, Iz-Eye takes off, and I'm shocked again tonight. She's running so fast. I hurry to catch up, trailing behind her, seeing how she moves slyly through the thick of the valley. She's darting around the trees and leaping over huge stumps and broken branches. I glance behind me and become horrified because Iz-Eye-Rah is right on my tail, snapping the air. I catch up to Iz-Eye, who glances back, then starts screaming. I don't know why we did it, but we grab each other's hands, and bursts of purple and golden light shines through them. Everything seems to be slowing down. I get this weird feeling in my gut, that feeling I have been having all night, and I whistle. I've never whistled in my life. A white, fluffy something appears in front of us. Neither of us questions what this is. We just jump onto it as it soars through the trees, ducking low branches. Go up! Take us up! Iz-Eye yells. I don't know how! I yell back. We both look back and see that Iz-Eye-Rah's right there. Straight ahead is the small rock cave that I always see. Take us up! She yells again. We are going to crash and die, and Iz-Eye-Rah will eat what doesn't splat on the rocks. We hold each other, screaming. That purple and golden light erupts all around us as we slam into the hole of the cave. Chapter 8. Zarmel. Zarmel is in his sleeping chambers, lying awake. Moonlight comes through the circular window, illuminating his wife's tear-stained face. He doesn't care why she cried herself to sleep. He does care that he hurt his most precious queen. She's the most beautiful being that he has ever seen, ever since he laid eyes on her for the first time. He sighs. Those memories stir something within him. He gently rubs her stained face, feeling a little sorry for the pain he caused her tonight. His mind still tries to take him down memory lane, showing him when he saw her at one of her father's celebrations. She wasn't a royal, but she wasn't from that forsaken land of the traitorous Egyptians either. She just appeared one day. He stops his thoughts of thinking how she became his queen. His thoughts can betray him to the gods. He loves her, though more than he loves anyone. And Zarmel or Bani, Pharaoh, loves no one. He gets up and goes to his large deck off the bedroom that overlooks the backgrounds of the palace. The night is still as he takes a deep breath, then exhales. This is my kingdom, my land, my world, he thinks. How dare she make a mockery of him among his guests? She made him look weak and not in control. Zarmel will be glad when she's finally away from him, far away in Shiza. He has had enough of the burden placed on him to raise a child. He didn't ask for that title, nor does he want it. He takes in a few more deep breaths, trying not to let anything negative affect him tonight. Obasai advises him that he must sleep with a clear conscience. Once the wedding is over, he can put the parade games in motion. The games are his favorite time of season. He's about to go inside when he sees a small light in the distance. A fire, it seems. He makes a mental note to have a few workers whipped for having late-night fires. He's about to turn away again when the yellow-orange flames flicker a green light. He stands, stock still, not breathing. Green flames? It cannot be. A bead of sweat falls down his face as he wrings his hands together in a panic. But there it is, green flames, unwavering. Zarmel shivers uncontrollably for a moment, breathing heavily now. He looks around quickly to make sure no one else is around. Below, he sees a few guards pass on their nightly patrol, but only the flames can be seen from his height, and probably only his eyes, knowing who is summoning him. But how, after all these acts? Zarmel rushes into the room, then quickly dresses. He arms himself with his weapon, a wooden staff that's half his height, dipped in gold. It has a sharp gold spike on the tip, and embedded in the wood are several precious jewels. He's about to put on his cloth crown because a pharaoh never walks among mortals without his crown, but he leaves it. The person he's about to see will not want to see the crown atop his head. He takes one last look at Nephilia, then leaves the room. He darts around the palace quickly and quietly, passing all the guards on duty. He's angered and in disbelief. These buffoons do not hear him. Of course, he is the best, but he knows that person who was waiting outside is even better, and could have come into the palace and slaughtered everyone, as the goddess Sekhmet did not too long ago. He makes another mental note to do more training with his men as he reaches the outside and goes to the stable. Nehi, his horse, is wide awake. His 2 children, Iz-Eye's horses, stand with him. Nehi shines as dark as the night sky. He makes a loving noise as he whips his long black tail and shakes his glistening black mane. Nehi is the last of his kind. His last 2 are sons and cannot breed with a regular horse. These came from Horus's horses. Then again, the person who summons him has the last remaining female. I need you, Nehi. Let's ride. Zarmel mounts his horse, and they ride out of the kingdom's grounds through a secret path only he and his summoner know about. Zarmel reaches the dead grassy area and sees the fire, and his worst fear hunched over it. It straightens at the sound of him and chuckles. Nehi pounds the ground and makes noises. The horse knows the man has his mate. In a slick, heavy voice, the man speaks. I knew you would see it, Pharaoh. It coughs, then spits on the ground. Zarmel flinches at how the man says Pharaoh, but quickly recovers. Drazel? You are here? Alive? The figure faces Zarmel, who steps back in alarm. The dark green, scaly skin, sharp teeth, and clawed hands have a dramatic effect in the glow of the fire. What, brother? Surprised to see me this way? Oh, wait. Your sister turned me into this, and you took the crown right from under my supposedly dead hands. Drazel holds up his claws. Many emotions run through Zarmel. His brother's alive and cursed. He didn't know what happened to him. One minute, Zarmel was just a young prince. He had his brother, his father, his sisters, and then he was alone. Now his brother's here. But what can this mean for the future of Egypt, for Zarmel's future? Drazel, I did not know. Drazel walks fast towards Zarmel, who draws his staff from the halter that he carries it in on his back. Traitor! Liar! Just like those sisters of ours. Drazel spits. Zarmel lowers his weapon. I did not know what was going on. Father died. You disappeared. The girls disappeared. And the next thing I know, my queen is pregnant when we never even... You cannot blame me for any of your actions. Drazel circles the fire, telling Zarmel, Shut up. What are you doing here? What do you want from me? Drazel sits down near the fire, with his face in half-shadow, his scaly face reflecting off the fire into Zarmel's eyes. Do you want redemption? Do you want my forgiveness? Do you want to help me and prove to your older brother, the real Pharaoh, that you are on the right side of this? Zarmel comes closer to the fire. I found out a secret. A most high secret the gods wanted covered up from other gods. Secrets like Amun-Ra fraternizing with women, earthly women. He gave a woman 3 precious gems, fashioned from his human skin, and the stones filled with his blood. Drazel watches Zarmel's expression closely. You knew about the amulets? Zarmel shakes his head. We've all heard rumors of the amulets throughout the kingdom, but I did not know if they truly existed. I've heard of many men who went on that false journey to find them and prey upon its power, and none have lived to tell the tale." Drazel laughs a croaky, heavy laugh that never reaches his eyes. "I've seen them, brother. I've held all three in my bare hands. Ever heard of Princess Amun-Ra?" Again, bedtime tales. Tales as old as Horus's ruling. She would have to be very old by now if she were real. Drazel shakes his head in disbelief. "Ask your queen about her. Do you know anything about your queen? Do you even remember who and where she came from? Leave Nephi out of this. Nephilia may be the key to everything. She may know something to help us. Do not be fooled by your blind love for her." Becoming angry, Zarmel starts breathing hard, hand on his weapon. Drazel is jealous. Drazel loved Nephilia, but she never loved him. "Calm down, Pharaoh. There will be no fight here between us. Not tonight, that is." "What do you want from me?" Drazel clucks his tongue, then spits into the fire, the flames roaring green again. "You know Father was so full of greed and hatred that it cost him his life. Things were going on right inside the palace that he had no idea. I saw her rip his throat right out. He pushed his queen right into the path to try to save his own life. It would have been tragic if I cared." Back to the amulets. 2 children were born of the gems and can harness and possess the power of the amulets. Zarmel listens intently. 1 male, 1 female. Our dear, dear sister was mixed up in it all. Both of them. These babies, they alone can possess its power. Once they have it, their lives can be snuffed out, and the one to do it will have the power beyond Ra. With the help of some gods and goddesses, the children and amulets have been hidden. Until tonight. Where are they? The night the keeper died and hid the babies. She threw them in different directions. My head was spinning, and I could not tell north from east. I've been in hiding, waiting for a sign, and it came tonight. 2 stars that shine brighter than any stars possible showed themselves. I couldn't miss it, and knew them for what they were. I would never forget those 2 stars that burned bright that night, almost 13 parades past. "Where did they shine?" Zarmel asks. "One in the east, over a village," Drazel replies. "And the other?" Zarmel asks excitedly. Drazel smiles, showing his yellow fangs. "Above the kingdom, Pharaoh." Zarmel gazes off toward the kingdom, where he can see the shadow of his home. He ponders silently, hoping Drazel cannot hear his heart pumping rapidly. One of the children is there in his kingdom, in Upper Egypt, or possibly in his palace. Who? "A king and his son Prince are in my kingdom. Prince Cade. He radiates something, but I could not pinpoint it. Let's go at once," Zarmel says, about to mount his horse. "Hold on, Zarmel. We cannot just barge into the kingdom, rip him from his bed, and make him display power. We do not have the power. I am the morning and the evening stars. I am Pharaoh. I am the god of Egypt. I can do... Are you laughing at me?" Drazel continues to chuckle. "You may be Pharaoh, but we cannot know for certain the boy is the one. He and the girl have been protected all these akets by the gods who are on their side." "What now, then?" Zarmel asks, upset. "We get our own gods. Besides you, of course. Ha!" Zarmel looks as if he's trying to control a rising temper. "And how do we do that, Drazel?" Drazel stands next to Zarmel and points into the fire. The fire flickers orange, then dims out. Black smoke swirls around golden light, followed by a dangerous red glow. 2 figures appear. Zarmel steps forward in disbelief. Montu and Anubis stand before him, gods in the flesh. Chapter 9. Iz-Eye-Rah. I am falling, hard and fast. I must have had a dream on my way down from my room. This is it. Now I will die. I hit the surface hard, and sand fills my mouth. There's no sand on the palace grounds. I roll over and sit up, spitting sand and blood from my mouth. I hit it so hard that some shards of sand leave a cut above my eye. Where am I? I am alone, in a dark desert. I frantically scan the area, but there is nothing but sand dune silhouettes in the distance. No sign of the moon. How can there not be a moon? The only source of light I have are coming from 2 stars. I must be dead, and this is where you wait for Anubis to come and take you on the journey. Ahead of me, a shadow appears. It stands on top of a dune and starts to descend toward me. Must be Anubis. I stand, ready to face him. I did this to myself. No turning back now. As he nears closer, I hear him. He's whimpering and looks like he's limping. He's so short and has locks. Where is his beast head, his staff, and his light? Princess, you're okay. He rushes at me and I scream. I notice him, but it's too late. My action's already in motion. Without a thought, I kick him hard in the middle and he flies back. Young male, it's you! My apologies. I tried to kill myself, and I thought you were Anubis coming to take me to my destination. You were real? I thought I dreamed of you, which would have been a terrible dream. He is on the ground trying to catch his breath. I check him out, making sure I didn't break anything. I may be a princess, but this princess trains with the best guards. That kick could have killed him if I wasn't unstable in the sand. Young male, are you okay? I thought you were Anubis. And when I saw that you were just a dusty small person with dreadlocks limping my way, I'm sorry, young male. Can you sit? He sits himself up and takes a few deep breaths. He stares at me, wide-eyed. Where are we? What happened? I shake my head. I wish I knew. There's nothing that could give me a clue of where we ended up. We were flying, right? And Shiva was chasing us, and then we hit a rock, and now we're in a desert out west. He recounts. West? What makes you think we are out west? I ask. He scrunches his face in deep thought. Can I just say that I just know? He shrugs. I'll take that, young male, because I still think I'm dreaming, half dead. What now? I ask, looking off in the distance and seeing nothing, but I feel something here. It's calling us, I think. I feel an excited, anxious feeling creeping into me, but the young male looks on the verge of a breakdown. I half expect him to start rolling around in the sand and screaming for help. It's okay, princess. Don't be scared. I'm not scared, young male. He stares at me as if I'm only trying to put on a brave face like him. But in honesty, I'm not afraid anymore. This must be a dream or part of my death journey. I allow my mind to freely open and go with those feelings. We have been here before, and there's something out here. I look around, surprised at how good my eyesight is in this darkness. There's something I can't place my finger on. Young male, I whisper. He speaks, but barely audible. Yeah, would I be crazy if I said that something is here, but we just can't see it yet? My Aunt Adala always said to never question a woman's intuition. I'm all ears. And, princess, my name is not young male. My name is Nino. I hadn't even noticed I never got his name, or maybe I hadn't paid any attention if he told me. I call all boys I meet young male, unless they have a title. I stand there and continue to think. I feel something tugging at me. I feel something else warming up inside, but I can't touch it. Nino, do you remember when we were running? What happened? There was light. Blinding gold and purple light. Yes, where do you think it came from? I wish I could answer that. He grunts as he tries to stand, yet he's still a little hurt. Here, let me help you up. Maybe we need to pick a way and just start walking. He grabs my hand, and a blinding light comes from where our hands touch. I yank my hand away, and the young male falls back to the sand. The light goes away. I kneel to where he sits. He's clearly scared. We're both examining our hands. We reach our hands toward each other again and touch lightly. There, purple from him and the golden glow from me. The light is so bright, so beautiful. I grip his hand tighter in mine, and the lights intertwine, circling around us, filling us up. Together we stand, mesmerized by the light. I reach out with my other hand and grab his other hand. More light erupts around us. The light comes together and circling us in a ball. I feel the warmth of the light pressing on my skin, around my ankles, above my head. I cannot explain it. Young male looks like he wants to explode with joy and run away screaming at the same time. We slowly let go of one another. I feel the light in me, even though I can't see it. What are you, princess? Me? You're the one. I've never done that in my life. Trust me, this is you making this happen, not me. I'm just a regular, dusty young male with locks, remember? I said that in my head, not aloud. I would never insult you aloud. I heard you say it right to my face, he says. Can he hear my thoughts? He must be some sort of priest, or maybe he's an earth deity. He shakes his head. You heard all that? What I thought? He nods. If his eyes go any wider, they may fall out. Princess, what is happening? Did Izzi-Ra eat us? We must be dead. I think we are, young male. Death didn't hurt, though. I can't remember. I still feel the humming of the light inside of me. The power. I feel like it is power. It is shooting up and down my body. I hold one of my hands out in front of me and take a couple of deep breaths. This is crazy, but the night can get any crazier. With my hand outstretched, I simply ask my light to come forth. I feel it in me, and I will it to come out. I see young male watching intently. Nothing happens. I loosen up and ask again, but nothing. I shrug. Then it's not me. Young male made this happen. Palm still up, I wave it toward him, frustration in my heart. My hand is alight with a ball of golden light. It feels warm, like a piece of me, a little hot due to my mood. I put my other hand next to it and will it again, and then both hands are alight with this golden light. Young male opens his palms, and I see him concentrating. Nothing. Young male, try feeling a type of way, I tell him. He replaces his confused, strained look with a calm facial expression. In no time, his hands are alight with purple light. He tosses his up and down in the air. His ball of light rolls up his arm, across his shoulders, and down his other arm. He tosses it again, and it falls into the sand and seeps below it. I drop my light and watch as the sand slurps it up. What is happening to us? I don't know, princess, but wait, what is that? The ground is shaking. It is small waves, but then it shudders violently. Young male and I stand back to back closely. I feel him. He's extremely scared. Princess, look. I swing around to see what he sees. The sand, some small distance away, is being sucked into a hole. The tip of something comes up. Then we watch as a pyramid, like none other built by man, pushes up out of the sand. It is smooth, not rock, like glass. A glass pyramid? The ground stops shaking, and the entrance to the pyramid falls open. If there were bricks, this would be a countless-step pyramid. No man fashioned this by hand. I am sure of it. Let us go, young male. I start walking forward, excitement running through me. The young male, on the other hand, I can tell is even more scared. He whimpers, "Okay," and I hold back a giggle. I reach the smooth landing that opened for us into the mouth of the pyramid. My mouth drops open, and I'm sure young male's has as well. The pyramid is pure glass. We can see the darkened sand dunes all around us from inside. I crane my neck all the way and can see the night sky above. This is beautiful. Do you feel it? He whispers. Yes, I reply. This place feels like home. Young male reaches a hand out and touches the glass. His fingers light up purple and sends his light all around. I follow his head and do the same. My golden light sticks to the glass and spreads around. We do not see it, but we hear wheels on either side that begin to spin, and the landing to the entrance winds back up and closes. Young male screams and buries his head in my back. I can no longer see outside. It's as if the little skylight above us has been shut off. Torches light instantly all around us. We both gaze around in awe. The walls are filled with glistening italicized hieroglyphics now. There's a corridor ahead that was not there before. Come on. I walk forward, knowing he doesn't want to follow, but I know he will not stand here alone either. We round the only corner to see that the corridor seems never-ending. I want to explore when he screams again. A few feet away, a figure materializes, walking or flying toward us. You made it! A voice that I know from my dreams says. She wears a purple, hooded robe, her eyes beaming with such delight. She is pretty, I think. Iz-Eye-Rah, you have grown to be everything I knew you would be. She kisses my cheek. I rub it off immediately. I never let common people touch me. The young male was the first. Aunt Adala? The young male is frowning at the woman. Nino Kano, my dear boy. She cups his face, beaming. You are so handsome. Aunt Adala, what are you doing here? Aunt Adala? She raised you? She spins around, laughing. How is she? How is my sister? Adala is my twin sister. Certainly you must know this. You know who I am. I am Adaya. I saved you both from a terrible fate when you were babies. Did Adala raise you both? This is wonderful! My plans worked perfectly then. Her joyous laughter rings throughout. I am the Princess of Egypt. I do not know this Adala. I only just met this young male while running from a lion trying to eat us. A cloud thingy carried us here. Adaya's smile fades, and fear, I think, replaces her joy. You look exactly like her. I must be dreaming. This is all a dream. Adala has no family. It's just her and me. She was my mother's sister. The young woman is shaking her head at him. Your mother? Her sister? No, I am her sister. Who is the pharaoh? My father, Zarmel Urbani. She clutches her chest as if she cannot breathe. And Drazil? I do not know that name, I tell her, as the young male shakes his head as well. What is this place? I demand. She breathes heavily, still clutching her chest. This cannot be, she whispers to herself. I asked you a question, Sekti. Sekti? Wow, by the gods, this cannot be. This is wrong. This is all wrong. Nino Kano, you do not know me? She does not speak of me? But you two must know, because you're here. You have come to free me. You have the amulets, right? Amulets? Free you? We do not know what you're talking about. You must be confused. She regards me with so much hurt in her eyes. A Sekti will always try to make you feel sorry for them, and then they'll try to harm you. Father always said, never trust a peasant. You two know nothing? How I saved you and helped the gods to protect you and the amulets? She runs her hands across the green hieroglyphics. What does it say? She asks us. She has her air to it, as if the walls will whisper back to her. What do you mean you saved us as babies? Why do you know us? Our names? Are you my mother? The male asks. She gazes pleadingly at the walls. Your mother? No, neither of you know what it says. It's important. You have to read it. She looks desperate and crazy. I step in front of the young male. I will fight her if I must. The young male asked you a question. Answer him. She tilts her head, as if she's seeing me for the first time. Zarmel raised you, all right. Pharaoh Zarmel. He is your earth god. I feel the chill I put in the air. Although I do not see the young male's face, I feel him, and he fears me. Good. The young woman glances around the walls with an off look. She slouches down, hope all gone from her eyes and face. I was running as fast as I could. I thought we would all be killed. I came to this dead end, east of the valley. We were being hunted. But you two never cried. You never made me feel like It was the scariest moments of my life. I was only 15 Shamus past, but my goddesses needed me, and so I helped them. One day, I woke up not knowing how I got there. I hid in a small cave. It was strange that a cave was in the valley when there are no mountains near the east. I had you two in a basket. I fell asleep. When I woke, we were in the desert. There was nothing around for miles and miles. We were safe, but feverish death loomed near in me. I could feel it. I had no food nor water for any of us. I lay in the sand and watched as the day set and the sky flickered with starlight. Never a moon, never a sun. I imagined seeing Ra himself sailing in his chariot, turning the sky from light to dark. That night, from the corner of my eye, I saw the basket tip over. It was you, Nino Kano. You wiggled so much that you knocked you both out of the basket, and it fell on top of you. All I saw were little feet. I hoped that a snake as gigantic as Wahet herself would appear and just end us all with a swift bite. But then light, purple and gold light, burst from the basket. I crawled over, and you two were holding hands. Izzi-Ra was still fast asleep. You would let her hand go, and the light would fizzle out. Then you grabbed it again, and the lights burst forth. You laughed, Nino Kano, the most beautiful song of laughter, and the ground began to shake. First, the tip emerged, then before I knew it, I was looking at a pyramid like none before. No stories ever recorded this. A glass temple with a marble tip, light flickering from the tip. I think you created this. I grabbed you, and we came inside. And there, right there, this spot, was food and water, just sitting right there. We ate, and I rejoiced, thanking the gods, and then fell asleep right here, cradling you both. I'll never forget the dreams I had, both your little hands on my face, and you gave me gifts. Neither of us say anything as she continues. I cannot explain it. I know it was you two who gave it to me, your lights. One day, I woke to see we were right back inside the cave. We'd been gone for a while. I know it, but when we got back, it was only a night. Time didn't pass at all. No one knew I had taken you. I went back into the kingdom, thinking the threat had headed somewhere else. I lived in the kingdom? The young male blurts out. You were born in the palace, my boy. The young male looks ashen. I probably do too. My face tells her that I do not believe a word she says. But in my mind's eye, I watched it all as she told the story. I see her loving us. I see her hood covering her face. I see winged flames and the most precious jewels hovering around me. What happened next? The male, Nino, I really need to use his name, asks as he bounces on his dirty feet. She gazes, pleading at the wall as if it holds the rest of her tale. Where am I? You need the amulets to free me, and you must do it together if it is in your heart to free me, she says, eyes on me. What do you mean? You are here, talking to us now. You can come back with me to Adala. Tell us the rest of the story. Nino grabs her hand, and it goes right through her. She is flickering. I am not here. I thought I must have only appeared for the moment. I don't know why. I don't know where I am. She's starting to fade. Nino Kano, my boy, go to Adala. Tell her, Rasaterepa. She will know you tell no lies. She tries to kiss his forehead, beaming at him. She then stares at me, and I know right away that she doesn't trust me. Her fondness for the male is not the same for me. Find the amulets and then free me, please. Wia, Sinwe. Without a final goodbye, she disappears. The torch is dim, I think. The whole place is going darker, and I'm falling. A sleepy haze has come over me, and before I can get a grip on the wall near me, I hear a thud, and then I am in infinite darkness. Chapter 10. Nino Kano. My body aches. I move my head and feel rubble against my cheek, the sound of birds chirping in the distance. I really need to stop sleeping on the rooftop. I sigh. What a dream. The princess was there, and the glass pyramid with the doll's sister. I laugh as I sit up and open my eyes, stretching my arms. You laugh when you wake up? Interesting. I snap my neck around and see what I think is daylight. I'm in the cave, and Izzi-Ra is next to me, hugging her legs, staring out into the morning light. What in the name of Ra happened? I burst out. Was I dreaming? We had this magic light, and my aunt has a twin who looks better than her, but I won't tell her that. And yes, no, I think so. Kuno, was it real? She shakes her head, trying to figure out if she's insane. Kuno? My name is Nino. Nino Kano is what my aunt calls me. What do we do next? I ask, looking to her to guide us because, well, she is the future pharaoh. Iz-Eye stands and walks into a darker part of the small space we are in. She then bends down and points to a small part of the rock that has 3 bright green shimmering symbols on it. What does it say? I ask. I hardly ever pay attention in lessons, she says, studying the marks. I'm surprised we have something in common. The sun, the Nile, the sun. Asuetmu. Awaken, she whispers, and when the words leave her mouth, the etching disappears. Awaken, I think. What does that mean? Iz-Eye seems to be pondering the words too. I just want to go home, or wake up. Adal is never gonna believe me. I will lie and say Yeshiva snatched me up in the night, and I just fought her off to get home. Awaken. Our powers? Iz-Eye questions. I rub my temples, fighting off a brain ache. This is all crazy, Princess. We met in the valley, and we were running from Yeshiva, and we ended up in this cave. I bet my village is someplace close. I even think we dreamed some weird dream of a floating cloud. Wouldn't be my first time. I walk out into the sun, expecting to see the trees. There is no sun, but it is blazing out here. I see distant mountains and nothing but hills of sand. I continue walking a few paces away from the cave. What? I turn around and my mouth drops because the pyramid is still there, glistening like black glass with a white marble tip. Iz-Eye exits and jogs over to me, holding one end of her dress up to not trip. She turns to get a good look at the pyramid. Where did all the corridors go? I ask in shock. Iz-Eye smiles. Awaken our powers. I run back inside the pyramid. From inside, it appears like a small cave. I run back outside, and it's a huge pyramid. I run back inside to check, and sure enough, it's just a cave. I run back outside, and it's a huge pyramid. Last night, we could see out the glass. I try peering in from outside, but I see nothing but me. I gasp because I look a mess. I fall to my knees in defeat. This is crazy. I've gone mad. I'm a mad boy lost in the desert with a princess. I try to make that light appear again. What are you doing, silly young male? I'm trying to use my power. I keep straining and trying to wield my light to help me out here, but then I fall to the sand panting. Whoa, that was tough. I chuckle at myself and glance up at the princess. She has one eyebrow raised, and I know I've embarrassed myself again. Might as well get used to that look. Oh well, I've decided this is a dream. Princess, we are dreaming. I know I am. I'm dreaming, And since this is a dream, I get up and grab her arm, stopping her pacing. She looks fresh from a royal fest, which is impossible because she should be so dirty, like me, so I know this is a dream. We are dreaming, and in my dreams, Nino always gets the girl. I lean in to kiss her, and I think she's leaning in too. Smack! Right across my face, her hand went. I guess I'm not dreaming. Does that ever happen in a dream, silly Mel? I shake my head. Now concentrate with me. We stand, gazing at the pyramid. The unseen sun is beaming down on us. But for some reason, I don't feel hot. I notice we haven't had any water or food, or even complained about it. Strange. We have to be dreaming, but I won't say it again. I hear everything you're thinking, Nino. You said my name. I perk up. But wait, she can hear me? I try not to think of how happy her saying my name makes me feel. I think of the sand, how the sand is, well, sand. She sighs. I wonder if that's the reaction everyone has toward me. They wonder if they've impressed me, and then they wonder if they've embarrassed themselves. You are the princess. I wonder if everyone thinks I'm a dusty male with locks. I kind of resent her for that. Nino, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. Get out my head. I can feel her pressing in on me. I also feel her emotions, her excitement, her confusion, her unwillingness to accept that this could all be a dream. And if she calls me young male again, young male, you said that out loud. And I would get out your mind if you would stop being so emotional. You're so loud with how you feel. Fists clenched, I breathe heavily. Look at yourself. My hands are radiating a mean purple glow. I hear her, in my head, telling me to calm down. I take a few deep breaths, and the purple becomes a lighter tone, then fades out. I see her amazement at how I did that. I can be intuitive as well. I feel the power. It's vibrating through my body. If that little spat caused my hands to glow like that, I wonder what being full-on upset would do. I move away from the princess and see her raise her eyebrows. I focus, not letting the light inside me burn out. I think of Annette, how he and his friends always chase me, how they make fun of me. My hands glow that dark purple again as I continue to think of him. I then think of how I don't have parents and how $1 raised me. I think of how my only friend, an imaginary old man, left me. I think of Izzi-Ra and our game. I ball all those thoughts into a ball of purple light. Then I throw it, and it blasts right into the sand. I lift it, the light with the sand, into the air. It's like a small whirlwind of light and sand, clashing. I hold it steady. When I feel I'm done, I release it. My light sucks back into me, and the dust from the sandstorm I created settles. Iz-Eye is speechless. In the middle of nowhere is a statue of me. Asuetmu, I say to her. My powers are awake. I wink at her.